He looked at me, he smiled. He said, this is the root of all evil in Iran. The monetary system. Huh? This rubbish, when it prevails, the Arabs are going to be destroyed. Gog and Magog will destroy them. That destruction of the Arabs is coming. This is why I have said, if the Khilafah state is to be restored, the non-Arabs will have to do it. Sorry, he's in charge, not me. Answer, huh?
Yes.
What's the question?
What is this implement into every person? We have our sources. How use the sources for Akhirah and Dunya?
I think I mentioned that the term Karnain, can either mean two horns or two ages. Did I not? I did?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Good. And I said that we cannot use the name Karnain to mean two horns. Why? Because Allah has never used the word Karn in the Quran to mean horn. And over 12 times in the Quran He uses the word Karn to mean age or epoch. And therefore I concluded that Zulqarnain implies power which will impact on the historical process, resting on the foundations of faith on two occasions. The first is the one which is described in Surah Al-Kahf, and the second is the one which is to come. If the first one came when Zulqarnain had to build a barrier in order to save the world from Gog and Magog, it follows that the second one will come when Zulqarnain will have to do the same thing, to checkmate Gog and Magog. I gave you my opinion, and I warned you not to accept my opinion unless you're convinced that I'm correct. But no one should be so arrogant as to say, I do not have the right to offer my opinion. And my opinion is that the second one of the two Karnains is about to occur. And I have said it will occur in the same region. When Russia took control of Crimea 2 years ago, I said it's time for Imran to celebrate. It's time for Imran to celebrate when Russia took back Crimea, okay? Because I knew that what is in Surah Al-Kahf is about to take place, yeah.
Do you have one more question there? We have another written.
You have two questions.
I have two questions. I will ask one by one.
One by one.
The first one on the subject of flourishes of Jerusalem and desolation of Medina. My question is, has the flourishes of Jerusalem has already happened or going to happen? I will ask the question.
The question is, in connection with the hadith of the Sunan of Abi Dawood, in which Nabi Muhammad ﷺ prophesied events. One was the state of Jerusalem is flourishing, built up, and the second of Medina is kharab, and the third would be the Malhama, or the Great War. The answer is Jerusalem is already in a commanding position in the world today. Jerusalem controls the US Congress, and the United States is the ruling state in the world today. The Israeli Prime Minister stood up and said it publicly, we control the US Congress. So what more do you want? This means that Jerusalem is already in a commanding position in the world stage. As for Medina being in forlorn desolation, everybody can see that. Yes, this has already occurred. Next question.
So, as you say, it's now the Bangladesh is around just the World War II.
The third event, in my opinion, is about to occur, and that is the Malhama, or the Great War. And I am not the only one. Oh no. There are analysts around the world, many analysts around the world, who are all saying the same thing, that world war is around the corner. The only people who seem to be, excuse me, please excuse me, because my bitterness inside of me is too great now. My frustration is too much now. The only people who seem to be content with eating biryani and going home and sleep are the scholars of Islam.
Just before your question, we have one that was submitted in writing. Perhaps the audience.
The question is that Al-Haqq has both macro and micro dimensions. This has to be recognized. But the Zionists also know this. And they dismantle and kill any leader. How can we ensure that our leaders are sincere to the Quran? Simple. When Imam al-Mahdi emerges in Mecca and declares himself to be Imam al-Mahdi, Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said that the Abdal from Syria and Iraq will come to give him bay'ah. Who are the Abdal? The Sufis have hijacked the term. Too bad to say it. They have hijacked the word Abdal and given to it another meaning. The Abdal are people who wage the struggle on the battlefield. And as soon as one dies, another one takes his place. And this one dies, another one takes his place. And this one dies, another one takes his place. And there is an endless line of people waiting to come and take the place. These are the Abdal. Over there, they fight to get a US green card. And they don't want to die because then they lose their green card. The US Armed Forces have to go fishing for people to buy them, to put them to fight. And on our side, when one falls, another one takes his place. These are the Abdal. And when you have a leader in Akhir Zaman who stands up to proclaim the truth, he will say to them, you can kill a man, but you cannot kill the truth. And when you speak like that, and you inspire the people, then every time they kill one, 1,000 will come to take his place.
Thank you. We have one more question, and then perhaps we have the last one over here.
What's next, Sheikh?
Alaikum salam. This face is familiar.
Yes.
Yes.
We met at Alamin.
That's right.
Maybe 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So, what is next prior the advent of Imam Mahdi? We know it's godless,
Yeah.
and we also recognize the powers that is with us in Malaysia and many parts of the world are all towards Washington and the United Nations. So, in between the advent of Imam
Yeah.
Mahdi and now, what's next for us?
I'm
And we
happy.
recognize it's all.
Yes. I'm happy that you asked this question. It gives me a chance to expand. when the malhama takes place, the result of the malhama would be that Russia will emerge with an upper hand. Russia will emerge with an upper hand. Why? Because the event which is to follow the malhama is the conquest of Constantinople. The conquest of Constantinople has one and only one military significance, which is also political. And that is that Constantinople stands on the bank of the Bosphorus. The Bosphorus is the waterway which links the Black Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. And in the Black Sea there is only one power, only one, which can use the Bosphorus to project power, and that's Russia. Only Russia. Nobody else but Russia. If the conquest of Constantinople takes place after the Bosphorus, the one and only implication can be is that NATO is going to lose control of Constantinople. NATO cannot lose control of Constantinople unless and until there is civil war in Turkey. That civil war, when it does take place, must attract the forces of Islam around the world. All those who are in opposition to the oppressor, and everybody knows who's the oppressor. All the forces in the world of Islam that are in opposition to oppression and to the oppressor must join that battle as soon as the Great War takes place. That is the starting point. To make your way by whatever means you can to join the battle to liberate Constantinople. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, listen to his words. لَتَفْتَحَنَّ الْقُنْسْتَنْتِنِيَّةِ, you will most certainly conquer Constantinople. وَلَنِعْمَ الْأَمِيرُ آمِرُهَا وَلَنِعْمَ الْجَيْشُ ذَلِكَ الْجَيْشُ. He praised the commander and he praised the army which will conquer Constantinople. So my first comment is that civil war has to take place in Turkey, with one side opposed to NATO and that side attracting the support of all the Muslims. The false flag coup that just occurred in Turkey recently was meant to consolidate NATO's position in Turkey. Consolidate NATO to make Turkey a more reliable partner in the war against Russia. When the civil war is to take place, we cannot conquer Constantinople unless it's on the basis of a Muslim-Christian alliance. Allah says in Surah Al-Anfal, which is the surah of military alliances and international affairs, He says, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الكافرون بعضهم أولياء بعض, that the kuffar make alliances amongst themselves. إن لم تفعلوا, if you Muslims do not do the same, look to see with whom you can make an alliance. إن لم تفعلوا تكن فتنة في الأرض وفساد كبير. If you do not make alliances with like-minded people, there will be fitna and great fasad in the world. Okay? With whom can we make an alliance? With the Christians who are closest in love and affection for us. That's the answer.